volatile presence. Overwhelms me! I am a brutal presence. I will enforce my will. I am a brutal presence. Domination fulfilled.
All right, it is Wednesday. It is noonish. It is time for the Life Radio Show with your host, Don Smith. I may need to revise that intro song. It seems to go on for a little while over what it should. I need to limit that. Sitting in the studio with me is Matthew Bernard.
Hi,
in a
Don.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's been good.
Well, have you get closer to that mic. That
been-
way everybody else can hear you,
Oh,
too.
All right, do you really want people to hear me? I'm not sure.
Oh, absolutely. It makes for better radio show when I'm not just talking to myself.
Right, that's true.
I tried that once. I did one show in here without a guest, and it probably could have gotten me fired.
Right.
And I mean, there are a lot of things to talk about this weekend or this week after everything that happened this past weekend. But I don't really want that on the air
No.
because there's nothing funny about it.
No.
It's all just.
Something happened.
I mean, Tom Petty died.
I know.
That's
Yeah,
That's heartbreaking.
It is. Yeah.
No pun intended. Tom Petty,
No.
the heartbreaker.
No, and that was not a petty thing that happened.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, we're starting off good.
Yeah.
We're starting off good. So you were in the studio thinking about getting your own radio show.
I know.
Isn't that going to be
it
fun?
happen?
Yeah.
Right?
Then you get to sit in this seat
Yeah, that'd be fun.
and feel all that pressure.
Yeah.
It's
I
It's a
know.
wonder. My heart hasn't given out yet. There's just so much stress sitting over here
Yeah.
because
You're
I
shaking
do.
like a
Yeah,
leaf.
I do. Well, it's all the preparation I put in, which
Right.
is pretty much none at all.
Oh.
I come in here, I turn on the mic, and here I am.
Oh.
That's my preparation.
Oh.
I print off
great.
some stupid news stories, and then I sit down and just open my mouth.
Oh,
And-
great. Because I was worried that I might not be able to do this job, but you're making it sound like I could.
You can handle it. You can
Right.
handle anything.
Okay. All right. Yay. Good.
Yeah, it's piece of cake. But and it's a lot of fun too. Just to basically ramble, because once you get over the fact that you're talking to tens of listeners, then the pressure's off and you're good to go. So.
Right. Right. All 17 people are
Yep.
fine with what we're saying.
17.
Right now.
Now I am getting nervous.
Oh.
That many?
Right.
No. Actually, the podcast is doing well. So
Oh, good.
we're getting quite a few downloads here and there. So
Oh, good.
then that's all across all kinds of. I mean, we're all over the place now. We're even on Spreaker. We even show up on YouTube a couple times
Oh, right.
because through Eventide Entertainment, which is the podcast network I'm also a part of,
Oh,
they put me out there as well. So I'm out all over the place.
right. You're a
Still
white-
only got 17
you're a
listeners.
White bearded Beyonce.
What's
You're
that?
out there.
White bearded?
Beyonce.
It's gone that far already?
Right. No.
Man.
Oh, I mean, no, you're white. A white person.
Oh, white, comma, not
Right.
white hyphen beard.
Right. Sorry.
You confused me for a
Right.
second. I was like, what am I, Santa Claus now?
Right.
Wow.
Oh, I have to tell you about Santa Claus and elves. And other
Okay.
things. Yeah.
Pull that mic closer.
Later. There we go.
There you go. That's
Oh.
perfect right there. Well,
Oh.
okay, get that
There we
mic
go.
some Viagra or something.
There we go.
Doesn't
Yeah.
wanna stay-
Really.
Doesn't want to stay straight out there.
No.
So tell us about,
Oh.
was Santa Claus and the elves? Is that
Well,
what they,
I've been.
is this a story we can tell on the air?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay,
It is.
Good.
So I've been applying for jobs, which is, it's just a pain.
Oh, absolutely.
You never know. Oh, and then I have a Kickstarter story too. So
Kickstarter and Santa Claus.
Yeah.
All in the same show.
it is. So one of my job leads was being a elf that takes the photo in the Santa, like at the mall.
You're too tall for an elf. Though.
Well,
I mean,
I guess
you're like the world's largest elf.
I
Is it?
get. I don't know, but I mean, they have adults that would take pictures, but you have to
Right.
look, North Pole-ish or something. And anyway, it's $10 an hour, and I'd have to drive like halfway to Cincinnati.
Wow.
So I'm thinking,
For 10, that's a long drive
It is
for
a-
$10 an hour.
it is. But then I was like, really, what do I have to wear? And he goes, oh, wardrobe provided. And I'm like, really? Okay. Where do I sign up? So, and then I'm like, green leggings. I don't, this could be bad for me, children.
Yeah. Well, it's like tights. Is that when you got to wear
Probably
the green tights?
tights.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. I don't think anybody would want me to do that.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm probably Santa Claus sized. I don't know if I could pass for an elf.
Right. I maybe could pass for an elf. I think. I mean, he seemed to think I could be elf-like.
I could see it. You're a little tall for an elf, but I could, I could see you passing for that.
Yeah.
That's not an insult.
But then I have to take the picture and then try and sell them like an 8x10 or whatever, like dressed in green leggings. Like it's a little. Like,
so it's a lot of pressure as a salesperson dressed all in green as an elf.
Right.
With tights.
Right. Yeah. I was like, wait, I think we've hit like 3 strikes. You're out.
Yeah.
Because I didn't say no.
I mean, if I had a door-to-door salesman show up on my porch in green tights dressed as an elf, I probably wouldn't buy anything he was selling.
Right. Yeah. And then if he was trying to take pictures of you,
if I had a nickel for every time a weird elf-looking guy in green tights took my picture, I'd have 6 nickels.
Yeah. And then I realized, like, what if you have to obviously get the children to behave, because if you take pictures and they're like screaming their head off, nobody's going to buy that.
That's
picture
true. Yeah.
So you've got to have kid control, and
that's a lot of work for $10 an hour.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure.
That's what I thought. It's a
lot of pressure to put on any elf. What's that?
I'm glad I was talking it over with someone, because I kept thinking like, check please, and I'm like, wait a minute, maybe this is like one of the best Ohio gigs out there.
It's the best we got. You better.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Just watch Bad Santa, and you'll see if you can get involved in something else and make more money that way.
Right. Yeah. Figure out how to like figure out where the bank vault is in the Elder Beerman or
right, because they're bound to have one. It's Elder Beerman. I mean, they're known for their money vaults.
Right. Yes. And I've been in there looking for beer, man, and they have no beer.
No beer in Beerman's.
Yeah. Where did the? Yeah.
That's false advertising.
It is.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That isn't even right.
No. How did they get away with that for 102 years, however long? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what we covered Santa now. You mentioned the Kickstarter. Is this a Santa related, elf related Kickstarter? Or is this a whole other?
This is a tale of warning to you.
Okay.
We
need more of those on this
people
show.
Out there. No, I applied for a position, and it said it was Kickstarter, to be like an at home. As soon as you say work at home, like red flag.
It's a scam. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought, well, it's Kickstarter.
As a college student here on campus, my campus email gets those constantly. Work from home, $400 a week.
Right.
No.
Right. Yeah. So, but it did say Kickstarter, like in the ad, and I thought, well, I know Kickstarter. They're reputable. They're obviously nationally known. So I thought, well, I'll apply. So I end up getting an email from Stephanie .Kickstarter or something at like a Gmail or a Hotmail address. And I'm thinking, that's weird.
That's normal.
And then she says, let's do a Google Hangout because I want to talk to you about what the position is and yada, yada. And I said, okay. So then we both get on Google, and then she messages me and we start this conversation, and she starts asking me all these questions about like my past and what I'd done in the past. And so of course I made a lot of good things up.
Right. Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're already Google Hangout. I never even heard of that. To me,
right.
That sounds like you're already getting very personal.
Right.
If you're letting your Google hang out.
Right. Yeah.
I try not to do that in an interview.
I know. I was at home, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't think she knew what was.
Okay, so it wasn't like, okay.
Yeah.
It's just on the computer.
Just on the computer.
Taking pictures.
No. So then she asked me all these questions, which I answer, and she's like, I think you could be a great candidate for this position. Let me go ask my supervisors. So then I sit there on Google Hangout for like 8 minutes. Like, I'm making my bed, I'm eating some toast. Finally, she comes back and she goes, "Congratulations, you're hired." And I'm like,
That was quick.
what? Who am I going to talk to? Judy and HR at Kickstarter or whoever? And I didn't. And she said, "Oh, all we would need for you now is there's quite a bit of software programs that you would need to load onto your computer so that you can do the work for us. And all you have to do is go to the website that we use for these programs and then buy them and we'll reimburse you." And I'm like,
right. You got to give your checking account so they can reimburse you, of course.
Right. And I said, like, I don't know you. I'm not paying any money to begin a position.
Right.
No, that's a red flag. And I said, I'm also going to contact Kickstarter and make sure that this is how you do things. And then I never heard from her again. Right. That's how I knew. So watch out. Ads.
Yeah, there were a lot of red flags in that story.
There were 9 of them. I
least.
finally stopped when it got to double digits or something. But there's a lot of scams
out
absolutely. There. And you have to, pay attention. But people in their 20s, they don't know. Maybe they're more wise.
There's people of all ages that get sucked into that stuff and have for a long time.
Right. So you have to be smart about the information you're putting out there.
That's for sure. Yeah, you got to be smart about the information. You got to really weed through the crap that they're spreading around too.
Right.
And always remember, if it's work from home, it's a scam.
Right. I know. Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Unless you work for a legitimate company that you start working there and then they let you work from home, then you're good. But if it's an email that you get randomly about working from home, yeah, they're a scam.
Yeah. Why is that though? Why do you think they do that?
Because people want to work from home. If I could stay at home and make the money I make when I go into work, I'd stay at home.
That's true.
I'd be at home 24 hours a day.
Right.
I'd never leave. I'd be a hermit. If they paid me to be there hourly.
Right. Oh, yes. Right. I work from home and make nothing.
See, I wonder if you work from home, can you write off your utilities on your taxes and your rent or your mortgage?
I don't think so.
See, I would think that's your office.
Yeah,
you'd have to pay for it, but
Yeah.
That's those tax rules. They're all crooked.
Yeah. There are rules. Yeah. There are rules in life.
But thankfully, Trump's going to give us all a big tax break.
Yay. Right.
Because he's there for us. He's doing that for us. It's not because he's going to make billions.
Yeah. Right.
In fact, I think that's the whole reason he ran for office, so he could cut his own taxes.
Did you see me? I caught one of those rolls of paper towel. And when he threw one, he was throwing rolls of paper towel into a crowd at Puerto Rico. Yeah,
I missed something. Oh, I missed something here.
He went to Puerto Rico and insulted them.
Well, yeah, he insults everybody everywhere he goes, I think.
Right. So
I try not to get political, but sometimes you gotta.
Right. But he was standing in front of a crowd and he was throwing out rolls of paper towel so they could clean up some. I don't.
Sorry, that's not even funny, but it's funny.
Yeah. I was just sitting there looking at my computer going, wow, this guy's the leader of our...
Something like that, yeah. He's the... Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know if I can follow that one.
All right. We're done.
Yeah, that's the show for the day. We're just getting out of here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Now, do you have anything else going on? We've talked, because I mentioned you were here a couple weeks ago and you were with Evie Warner, so I know you didn't get to talk a lot.
Oh, no. We love Evie.
I love picking on Evie. She's all right.
Do you want to hear my other tale of woe about last time I was on? Last time I was on, I was here to say that I was going to be on at Wiley's, and then I got a cold in between, which I then gave to my mom, who then had it a million times worse than I did. And on that, I had gone to work till 4, and then I had gotten home, and she had a fever of 102 or 3, and coughing, and she's diabetic and all this other stuff. And I didn't feel like I could,
right, leave her
and say hey, Mom, I'll be back at 11 o'clock. Good luck with that. So I ended up I ended
It's okay.
I ended up
Collect. Yeah, okay.
I ended up taking her to one of those little clinic places, and they, I don't know, gave her some kind of stronger type aspirin, or you know,
Something a little
Right.
bit better than.
right. I was like, put the OxyContin away.
Right.
No. So, I mean, I can make my own,
Oh, well, there
No,
you go.
yeah. No, but no. So I just decided like that, that I didn't feel right about leaving
Right.
my 75-year-old mom with.
Well,
a
did you
fever.
get rescheduled for Wiley's?
Well, I'm afraid Karen might be like upset with me.
Why is that? Did you
Be-
call and cancel ahead, or did you just not show?
Well,
up?
I emailed her, and then after I decided to go to the little clinic, I got a message on my phone saying, "If you can't be here tonight, like please call the club." But I was already
already
like sitting in a clinic,
yeah.
and I was, I wasn't. I mean, I probably could have surfed the net and found the number and then called.
Karen's pretty
Right.
understanding. I don't
Okay.
think she'll hold it against you or hold a grudge for,
Okay.
taking care of your mother over over going up to tell jokes for free. I'm
Right.
sure she'll understand.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
I'll-
You
I'll-
let your mother fend for herself.
Right.
You said you'd be here.
Right. If you come here, you get a free tombstone.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
She's pretty understanding.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be all right.
Yeah. I'll approach her like,
Yeah.
soon.
Eventually.
I'll send her
Yeah.
I'll send her a picture of myself dressed as an elf. Maybe.
That'd make everything better.
I
right
think
there.
so.
Or at least give her some background on why you couldn't show up.
Right. Oh,
You should actually go on stage dressed as an elf. That would be even better.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the holidays are coming up. Sure, they're a few months away still, but yeah, I was thinking about going up as Santa Claus sometime later on, but I won't because that's silly.
right. Wait, why is that silly?
I don't know
What? No.
because I'm not Santa Claus.
No. But-
And if I went up on stage as Santa Claus, people would expect me to give them stuff, and I'm not giving anything to anybody.
No, that's right. That is the burden of being
Yeah, there's a price that you pay for being Santa Claus,
right.
and
I mean,
nobody wants to pay that price.
Even candy canes are like 10 cents each.
Yeah,
To
it's ridiculous.
strangers,
Yeah.
what have they done for me? You know?
But I'm actually going to be up at Wiley's this weekend.
Oh.
Sunday night's first time I've been up there, and first time I've been on stage at Wiley's since March, and I think it's the first time I've been on stage at all since mid-August. I think I did Cat's Lounge, and then after
right.
that, I just kind of vanished.
How do they
So,
get the
yeah.
cats like in the lounge? Like breed them?
It's rough.
Do they
I mean,
sit?
you got to. Well, they're pretty light. You can pick them up. You get scratched a little bit. I'd wear gloves if you're. Yeah.
Right.
So
Where's
they're not
cat?
like in a Barca lounger or something. It's
Oh.
just a big. It's a lounge. Just a-
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. At least it's Cat's Lounge, not like Cat's Hot Tub, because it'd be way harder to get them into that.
That would, yeah.
So, yeah.
That would be, right. And the kibble floats, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
And
Yeah.
that's that is not all. So.
And-
Oh, that's terrible. Terribly ridiculous. But
yeah.
we should take a little break here.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to play some. I think I'm going to play some Potter's Field. We need some good death metal going. I
Right.
guess it's a death metal kind of.
I didn't know Harry Potter had a field.
You didn't?
No.
Oh yeah. He's
No.
very loud about it too.
Aw-
He growls a lot.
Awesome.
When he's out in his field.
Right.
So
Playing a
Well, that's-
game of Quidditch.
yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a whole different game here. This is we'll play a little Potter's Field. Here's some Hindsight Hell.
Are you into making music, videos, or podcasts? Are you a local comedic talent in need of some much-needed publicity? Are you a behind-the-scenes professional interested in audio, video production, graphic design, and public relations? Eventide Entertainment is actively seeking talents, clients, and professionals to help our business grow into something truly special. And we want you to be one of those. For more information, go to facebook.com/Eventide Entertainment or send us an email at eventideent@gmail.com.
Oh, I almost messed up. We're back on the air. I promise we are. We got to talking. I forgot what was going on. Where am I? Anyway, this is the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. We are actually here. We're on the air. I hit the button and everything. It's legitimate.
Good.
We're here.
All right. I like to push people's buttons.
Yep. Every now and then we do on this show. I've gotten some letters. Yeah.
No. All right. It's the crayon that's the most disturbing part of those letters.
It's the what?
The crayon.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, they had cut out of other newspapers and magazines. It was like a ransom note.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
I guess they're afraid to, we'd make fun of them or something.
Right.
Because, which I wouldn't do that.
No, not on this show.
Not on this show. We are nothing but understanding and patient with all people here on the Life.
Right. And compassionate.
Yeah, that too. See, I'm so compassionate, I forgot the word.
Right.
See, I thought when I played the comedy rundown, I thought that we may have missed the Two Lesbians and a Queen comedy show that's going on at Wiley's this Thursday. So I cannot think of the names of the folks involved.
I didn't know I was doing a show.
Yeah, yes. I didn't know you were a lesbian.
No, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I got man boobs. I'm halfway there.
Okay,
No,
awesome.
No.
Well, we can go over some news stories if you'd like. I have some news stories here that are just itching to be talked about. But first, let me grab a pen, because I always have to mark off what we've talked about already.
All right.
And, otherwise I repeat myself, and most people don't like to hear me once, let alone hear me repeat myself. So we'll go ahead and hit some news.
Where's the door, Don? No,
it's on the other side of the room. I can check you into that wall before you get there. Not having my guests run off mid-show
squarehead
again.
More of a square head. Yeah.
All right. We'll go with some fascinating news stories and see what we got here.
All right.
Keep in mind, I haven't read these for a while. Some of these have been on this sheet for a long time. Sometimes it just takes a while to get to news stories. So
Okay.
they're not really news. They're just silly things that I saw in the news at one point and want to make fun of later on.
Oh, all right.
I keep seeing this one recurring about a man out in, I think he's out in Montana or something, that claims he was raped by Bigfoot. Which I would think if he was camping out in the mountains, he'd know to keep his mouth shut about these things. That's that's a whole
Yeah. Keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
In general.
Anyway, we'll start off with some actual news. This is not fake news.
All right.
We don't do that here.
No.
This is nothing but the truth comes off the Life Radio Show.
No, don't do that, Sean Hannity.
Christy Lynn Goss may be guilty of fraud, but not of crimes against fashion. The 44-year-old Goss was previously employed as an administrative assistant to a judge in Garland County, Arkansas, because all the best news comes from Arkansas. That is until authorities accused her of fraudulently charging $200,000 to a Garland County credit card. She used the credit card to purchase a diamond bracelet, tickets to Arkansas Razorbacks football games, sequin throw pillows, and pet insurance. And admittedly adorable tuxedo for her dog. So if you're going to have pet insurance for your dog, you might as well get it a tuxedo.
Right.
It's on the county.
It's healthy and it looks good. What's wrong with this?
Yep. She was set to stand trial last Tuesday, but opted to plead guilty at a pretrial hearing to 6 felony counts of fraudulent use of the county's credit card. She will be sentenced on November 22nd. So, that's a good use of government money.
Right,
that's probably more than most government officials would have done with it.
Maybe.
Because they just, most government is just waste. That's like 90% of government is just wasted money and bureaucracy. So at least she got something out of it. Right.
It just makes you wonder if somebody in Arkansas could figure out how to do that. The rest, all the rest, know exactly what to do. You would think.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least like, is there checks and balances? Like,
I don't
across
know.
the
It's
board, or do
Arkansas.
you think?
I don't
Do
even
you think
know
they
how
just
many
caught
people
her
live
and
there.
there's like 10,000 more people doing it?
Oh, I'm
you know?
sure that I'm sure that goes on throughout. Just not just Arkansas, just all over the place. That's there's fraudulent charges everywhere.
Right.
That's
Right. But if I did it, I'd be in Leavenworth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You and I do it, we get busted right away.
Right.
But this well, she is busted now. She's been caught, pled guilty, which I'm sure the guilty plea is probably going to get her some time off.
Right.
So she'll be in prison for like 2 minutes, and
Right.
then overcrowding, she'll be forced out and
Right.
get a job with some other government entity somewhere.
Right.
And do it again. It's a cycle. She'll start the cycle all over again.
Right. She'll get a cat.
Yeah, and dress it up in a swimsuit.
Right.
Because I think that's what actually put her on the radar was the tuxedo for the dog.
Oh, right.
She brought in a picture, and they said, no idiot is going to waste money on a tuxedo for their dog. She apparently is wasting taxpayers' money.
Right.
And that's why they started to investigate.
Mm.
Then they found all the other piddly stuff that they didn't really worry about. It was the tuxedo for the dog that really tipped them off.
Yeah, that was the breaking.
Yeah, that was the break in the case they were looking for. As soon as they saw Fluffy in that tuxedo,
right,
they thought we've got her now.
And they were thinking, are we paying this girl too much?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either they're paying her too much or she's stealing it from somewhere else.
Yeah. Which means you should, when you go to work, go looking as shabby as you can.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And you can get away with whatever you
Exactly.
You can steal anything you want so long as you don't look like you have any money.
Right.
You're good.
This is good.
So if you're committing fraud right now against the company you work for, first of all, no dog tuxedos.
No.
That sends up that red flag. It's kind of like getting an email to work at home.
Right.
And if you work at home and you're fraud, you're stealing money from your company. Well, I guess you can buy all the dog tuxedos you want because they'll never see them. You work at home.
Oh, right.
So,
right.
Yeah, you're golden then.
Right.
I think I'm going to.
How many would you need though? Like,
depends on how many dogs and how many black tie events your dogs attend in your average year.
Right.
So, because you don't want it. Some of these pet owners, they don't want their dogs leaving the house in the same outfit they had on yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
So,
No, I was just thinking, like, couldn't she just buy one and like swap out the cummerbund? I mean, that's the ridiculous part of this.
I think that's cheating. I think, that's
the
cheating.
dog would know, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To just turn its nose up at the same tuxedo.
Yeah. The turquoise one again?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. See, we should have at least got the picture of the dog.
Right.
With that article.
Right.
I mean, we couldn't show it on the air, of course, but I could describe it.
Right.
But I didn't see it, other than it's just adorable, apparently. Which that's kind of a. You can't just say that. That's kind of it's all in perspective.
Yeah.
Because some people might think a dog in a tuxedo is adorable. I, on the other hand, think it's ridiculous.
Right.
And if I was a dog and you put me in a tuxedo, eventually I'm gonna crap in your shoes. That's just
right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my nature.
You're gonna like wake up one night and there he is, like on the bed with like a knife in his mouth.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, like, does he do this every night, or is he just mad at me?
Was it the tuxedo?
Oh.
I know it. All right. Again, this is a news story I haven't read in a while. That's why I've tried to cycle through, and I put some of the ones that were down lower on the sheet up further, so we can start off with some newer stuff. And so get through these important news items, then we can get on to fresher news. You got to. It's like rotating stuff in your fridge. You don't want to keep buying milk when you already have an old milk going bad in the back of the fridge. You want to move it to the front and put the new stuff in the back.
Right.
Yeah, it's like working in a grocery store. You got to rotate the merchandise.
Right. I was
Same with
like
these news stories.
I had a misconceived thought just now.
That's okay. Let it out.
Well, I was thinking of like a compost heap, but that doesn't really make
with my
sense.
News stories, that's about the same.
Right.
Same.
I was thinking you throw the new stuff on top, which is already turning into mold. Stuff for your
fertilizer, mulch, compost.
Yeah, I don't even know what people do. Like,
what do they do with compost?
Well,
they basically use it to stink up their yard and make their neighbors angry.
Right. But is it really that expensive to buy a bit of soil for your own?
Well, I don't know. I don't
know.
I don't even like mowing my yard, let alone mulching. You know,
No.
that's for people that can afford gardeners. I can't.
Right. No.
Or retired people that have nothing to do but work on their yards.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
That's true. Yeah.
See, I used to live in a neighborhood full of retired people.
Oh.
I still live in the same neighborhood, but they haven't made it.
Oh no! I was gonna say if they died.
Anyway.
Which is worse, though? Do you think, like retired people or people with like young children? Like,
I don't know, because now, because I had mostly retired people in my neighborhood. Now I have a family just recently moved in that has like 3 little kids. They don't really bother me.
Oh.
You know, except that now my retired neighbor that was on the one side of me, we couldn't stand each other. I've lived there for almost 15 years, and he moved out about 2 years ago.
All right.
But I don't know if he disappeared. He disappeared, took off, and they couldn't find him for a while. Then when they found him, they decided he shouldn't be on his own anymore and put him somewhere else. But we couldn't tolerate each other. We used to get in. My favorite was the weed war. He was. We had some issues back and forth from time to time. When I first moved in, see, I bought my grandmother's house from her. So I've known this guy most of my life. Oh, right. And he was a jerk. He treated my grandmother like crap. And when I moved into that house, I think it ruined his whole whole everything, because suddenly he went from having this real polite little old lady living next to him to having this early 30s when I first moved in, or late 20s, and I was a punk.
Right.
I got drunk one night and decided to practice my golf swing in my front yard, and every time I swung, it's like 3:00 in the morning, I'd swing and I'd just hear pebbles and stuff littering the side of his house. So, because he was a jerk.
Oh,
but
right.
we got.
But you weren't.
Oh no, I was perfect. I was always in the right.
Right.
Yeah, I was a terrible neighbor. But we got into a weed war one summer because he liked to call the city if my grass got too high. Well, it was the middle of a drought. Grass was not going, but the weeds are still growing in a drought.
Oh, right.
And he called the city because there were a couple weeds in my yard that he thought were too high. So, and at the time I was working third shift. I was, never home. And I decided a couple times to mow when I got home at 5:00 in the morning. 5:00 in the morning, I'd fire my mower up. Oh, right. With flashlights. I'd have flashlights taped to the sides of it so I could see where I was mowing. But anyway.
Stellar neighbor.
Yeah.
Keep digging it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because he deserved every bit of it. And the way he treated my grandmother all those years.
Oh, God. Gotcha. Okay, I forgot about that.
But on the property line we shared, I was mowing along, and there was a weed that's it's a couple feet high. And I noticed it was right on the property line. I noticed where he had mowed the day before, and he went around it. He curved around that weed. So I'm coming on this side, and I curve around that weed. That thing got almost 4 foot high before he finally came out and chopped it down. I was thinking about putting mulch around it and one of those little picket fences just to decorate it, hanging some lights on it.
Right.
I was going to drive him nuts.
Oh, wow. Well, maybe it would have turned into a non-weed, like...
Yeah, maybe eventually it would have sprouted into something more than just your common weed.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah. No, I'm a great neighbor to have.
Right. But I have a thing, actually, that really, really bugs me, in that where my mom lives, her house, she got rid of all her trees because she was sick of limbs falling down and all this stuff. So we literally have no leaves.
And leaves are blowing in from the neighbors.
Yeah, the neighbors have, 6-8 trees in each of their yards on every side. And their leaves, blow into our yard, which then we still have to rake. And you can't tell me they don't know. They don't look and see, So
you're saying they should keep their leaves on a leash.
I think they should come into our yard and rake up the leaves that belong to them.
Get your leaves.
Yeah, that's what I think.
See, my neighbor had his dog trained to poop in my yard.
Oh, God.
See, that was another issue I took.
Oh.
And, which I didn't care. I have a dog.
Right.
My dog goes in the backyard where he should.
Right.
His dog on my driveway.
Oh.
Yeah. And I came home from work after a 12, 13-hour shift. I was tired. I was already angry. And I step out of my car right into what his dog left me.
Oh.
So I went and got a shovel. And I went through my yard, and everywhere I saw something from a dog, I'd put it on the end of that shovel, and I slapped it up on the side of his white vinyl siding.
Ah.
It had.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, we had our differences,
Right.
you could say.
Right.
Anyway, let's get on to more news stories.
Yes. Sorry.
Before anybody finds out how much of a terrible neighbor I really
right.
am.
No, I just had to vent about leaves falling.
I understand.
You know,
I
right?
understand.
Right. Those are not my leaves,
Yep,
people.
get your leaves out of my yard. Do you have a leaf blower? You can just blow them back in.
I don't have a leaf blower. I'm not Mexican. Oh,
man. We just got kicked off the air.
Oh, terrible.
Man, Trump would be proud. Okay.
Right.
All right, moving on. The facial recognition technology in the new iPhone X. I guess there's an iPhone X now?
Oh, right.
Or did they just forget the number? They went there and they just put an X
They
there.
just jumped right to
Okay.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it X
Right.
because we're not Roman.
Right.
Okay, the facial recognition technology in the new iPhone X is supposed to help people easily unlock the device, but it may be most helpful to crime show writers looking for bizarre plot twists. People who purchase the $1,000 smartphone will unlock it simply by looking at it, thanks to sensors designed to create a highly accurate facial map. The Face ID function supposedly works in the dark, isn't fooled by photos or even highly realistic masks. It can detect a person who decides to grow a beard.
Oh.
Yeah, but facial recognition experts like Herman Yao, the CEO of Tend, a San Francisco firm specializing in security cameras, said the existing technology may not deter, say, Mary Kate Olsen from accessing her sister's phone. So if you're twins, they can get into your phone. Since most facial recognition is built on visual pattern recognition, it wouldn't be able to reliably differentiate between identical twins. Basically, if parents have trouble telling their twins apart, so will facial recognition algorithms. So if you have a twin or a doppelganger,
right,
they can get into your phone.
Right. Yeah.
I just wonder if you get really drunk and you're like, can you still get in? Because that would be handy to be locked out of your phone so you don't drunk dial anyone.
Right.
That's the technology we need.
Yeah, that could be helpful.
You need either that or a breathalyzer on your phone. But I think the facial recognition, if they can recognize that you're drunk, because you can usually tell by looking at somebody.
True.
Can you tell that I'm drunk right now? See what I mean?
I was
Before
wondering.
I even mentioned it.
I mean, I just figure if you're in Dayton, like about
you're either drunk or you're
on
high.
opioids, something, you know?
Yeah, you're either drunk or you're shooting up.
Right. Yeah, like a 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, this next news story I don't even know about, but we'll go ahead and one of the biggest quote fatbergs, like an iceberg of fat, apparently, ever seen in Britain. A ball of fat as long as 3 soccer pitches is what it says, but it's British, so I don't even know what that is. Has been found blocking a Victorian-era East London sewer. It's according to Thames Water's head of Waste Network, Matt Rimmer, that's not a job you want working in the sewer system. So says it's a total monster and taking a lot of manpower and machinery to remove. It's one of the largest we've ever seen. That's a big fatberg, which just the name.
Wow.
Yeah. The rock-solid mass of wet wipes, nappies, fat, and oil weighs as much as 10 double-decker buses. Work in Whitechapel to remove the blockage started this past week and involves an 8-strong crew using jet hoses to break the mass up before sucking it out with a tanker. In case you've ever wanted to know how to remove a fatberg from your sewer system.
Wow. I actually did hear about this.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, it's not fake news. That's what I kept saying.
No, because it was I think it might have been in the Dayton paper, and then they were saying, like, don't throw your, like, those, wet wipes
It was
and all
in
this
Dayton
stuff.
Daily News. Yeah,
it gets, like,
well,
that's,
I work in maintenance, and trust me, that's not good.
right.
Because, I don't like taking toilets off the walls, but sometimes it's just what you got to do.
Wow.
Because of
If your toilet's on the wall, wait.
well, that's what way most public restrooms are.
I see. Like the pipe goes in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I
see. If you
I got
go
you.
down the hall, we have the teeter potty.
Oh, right.
I talked about this last week with Gary Wood. If you sit on it, it's not connected to the wall. It's still connected to the pipe. So you sit on it, and whoever's on the other side, if they're sitting, it's going to lift them up.
Oh, oh my God.
That's the teeter potty.
Oh.
It's great fun.
Oh, it sounds.
You should try.
Okay.
You should try it out.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking of at home. Like, have I been sitting on my toilet at home like a fool? Like, I should hang it on upside
Hanging
on the wall and just like stand and like try to poop
that's
vertically more.
That could. Yeah, I don't know if that
No.
would work too well.
No.
I mean,
So-
try it, and next time you're on the show, let me know how it works out, because I'd be fascinated by that.
Right. Have you heard all this stuff about how as humans, like the toilet is like not really designed for the best?
Oh
Like,
yeah, are you
angle
talking
for-
about the squatty potty?
Yeah, there's something about the standard toilet and the way we sit is not the most conducive to pooping at our optimal.
I've heard something about that. You know, this it took almost the whole show to get here, but this show always goes to poo eventually. It just seems to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
The last time I was on, wasn't there a story about a lady who was embarrassed about her poo and she threw it out the window?
Yes, they were on a date.
Right.
They were on a date. And
That's
yeah,
right.
that's see what I mean?
Yeah.
It always gets there eventually.
Yeah. Okay.
So
There we go.
I was trying to be a little more highbrow
Aw.
and talking about, slinging dog crap on the side of my neighbor's house, but no, we had to
Right.
we had to take it in that direction.
We've actually been here like 3 times now. We've hit a record.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's a lofty goal in
Yeah.
this
Oh.
studio here. So. And I'm glad you were here for it.
I'm glad I've really sunk this show to an all new level.
I can't wait till you get a show on here and
Oh,
I get
right.
to be a guest and we can talk about it again.
Right. Yeah.
Now, are you going to have guests on your show? Is that
I'm going to
or
try.
you just okay?
Yeah.
Well, because some folks come in here and they just want to do their show. They don't want to be interrupted by guests.
Right.
Me, that's what the show's all about.
Right. No, I think I think listening to me after a while might get boring.
But it depends on what you're talking about. Listening to anybody gets boring after a while.
Right. Yeah. But you got to engage with somebody else. It keeps it fresh, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, we can.
Like poo.
Yeah. If I sat here talking about poo for by myself, it just seemed weird.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
You got to have somebody else.
Sharing stories of poo with others.
Right.
Isn't weird at all.
It's actually a lifelong goal for me. I always wanted to be on the radio to talk about these kind of things. It's
Right.
Really, I'm living my dream right now. Just
Right.
just so you know,
Right.
that's what I'm here for. All right, we're gonna.
All right.
On that note, I think we're going to go ahead and take a break. It's been great having you in again.
Thank you.
Matthew.
Thank
It's
you.
a lot of fun. I hope you get your show going.
I know,
because
me too.
This is a lot of fun to do. It gets draining every once in a while, but it is a lot of fun to come in here and just talk about nonsense for an hour. But
Yeah.
I'm sure your show will probably be more important.
Right.
It'll probably discuss more important things.
I like
but
that you
mine
just
is
used the word draining.
Oh yeah, definitely draining.
Right.
Well, I got to run down the hall. So
Yeah.
you knew that.
You get on
too,
the
didn't
other side of that seesaw potty.
Yeah.
And I'll be on the other side.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we'll test it out.
All right.
All right. What do I want to play here? I'm gonna. Hey, how about some Potter's Field? I hardly ever play that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and.
How about
let's see where I am
Hermione's grassy knoll? No, I don't. Potter's
what did
Field.
I miss? Hermione's grassy
I
knoll.
know,
I think that is probably fan fiction somewhere,
Right.
and that's probably not something we can talk about on the air.
Might slide into
Yeah,
a X
yeah, that would
rated.
slide into something we don't. It would slide into her grassy knoll. Anyway.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. It always makes it there eventually. All right, here's a little Pottersfield. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
It's been a lot of fun.
It has.
I'm inviting you if you want to stick around and hang out with Holly Shock. She's coming in here shortly.
All right, I'll see.
Lot of energy, a lot of fun.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay,
All right.
if you can if you can handle it anymore.
All right.
Yeah, that doesn't, you never know. It might just be too much. All right, I'm going to play some Pottersfield, and I'll be back here shortly.
Way down my head, in my heart. Never felt such hopelessness, never shed so many tears. Why stare endlessly into space? It feels like a worthless waste. Sorrowful impending days, my
Are you into making music, videos, or podcasts? Are you a local comedic talent in need of some much-needed publicity? Are you a behind-the-scenes professional interested in audio, video production, graphic design, and public relations? Eventide Entertainment is actively seeking talents, clients, and professionals to help our business grow into something truly special. And we want you to be one of those. For more information, go to facebook.com/Eventide Entertainment or send us an email at eventideent@gmail.com.
All right, we are back on the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Matthew Bernard had an interview to get to, so we wish him luck on that. And he's been replaced. Holly Shock is sitting in the studio.
Hey, hey, Don, what are you doing? It's great to be. Wait, that hurts.
Everything okay?
Penny, I'm putting a tattoo on my arm. I've never tried this before. It's a surprise for you. I didn't time to do it.
All right.
Wait a minute. It's almost done. Hang on.
Okay.
You know, this is the third time that I've been on your show.
It is.
Yeah, so I wanted to surprise you. And remember, wait a minute. There's no I to dot. Okay. So I wanted to memorialize this thing by surprising you, and I put your name on.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can see. You put your name on my arm.
That's not. Well, it's not spelled right.
What?
Molly,
What's wrong?
It's Smith with an I.
Crap! Wait a minute. I can erase this.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to fix that later. Boy, that's smart.
Okay. Well, it's close. It's just not. I don't want you advertising for the wrong guy.
Oh, no.
You know.
And you're not related to Wesson, right? Smythe and Wesson?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I'm kind of glad the tattoo was on your arm.
Why?
Mr.
Smythe, how dare you?
It's right here on my butt. In the S's.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that communist. Oh, wait a minute, calligraphy stuff.
It looks lovely, though.
Thank you.
Fine job.
It's a very nice Y.
It is so good to have you back in the studio.
It's wonderful to be back. Baby back, ribs, and everything. Baby back. It's so wonderful to be here and see you. And like always, it's always a pleasure. And I just love the studio, and I love all you guys.
Well, I tried to talk Matt into sticking around because he needs people need to witness your energy, Holly, because that's
yeah. The police have witnessed this many times. Yeah.
And you did a great job at Wiley's the last time you were up here. So
Thank
was
you.
in there.
That was
a fantastic setup.
Fun I had.
You were hosting. You were emceeing that show. Sure.
No, I wasn't. The last time I wasn't hosting. I hosted about a month ago, and then I did the show. But I have fun, and you know me long enough now. But people came up and said that it was like a different level for me, and I go, "Wow, that was a lot."
Yeah,
really
it was really good,
and I had a blast. So I can't wait till October 15th to do the next one.
Awesome.
And that's going to be awesome too.
Yeah, I'm getting to go up October 8th.
I know. I'm going to be down there.
I'm
going to be down there to watch. And
yeah, hopefully I don't bomb horribly because I am out of practice. I am definitely. I'm out of practice. It's been a little while. I haven't been getting up at all much.
It's like a bisexual. So. Once you get on the bicycle and ride, it goes pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a shameless husband.
I just wanted to make sure we were good on that.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to since the last time you were on the show?
Well, actually, I went down to Wiley's to see that, and then I been working mostly, like I said, third shift. But I will be retiring somewhere between April and June, and I'm going to concentrate more on the comedy.
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
So I'm looking forward to that. You know, I don't have millions. I'll be like 1,000 there or something.
Yeah, well, as long as you can retire and you don't have to keep going to work third shift. I mean, that gets to be brutal.
Hustle on the side or something, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you'll get your comedy career going.
Oh, there I did my first raspberry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, first raspberry of the show.
Raspberry number one.
Well, I was telling Matthew in the last part of the show that this show always ends up going to poo eventually. It just seems to be the direction we. So you're starting us off with a raspberry.
The poo,
that's
yes.
Good, yeah.
That's the dark mathematical version of pie. Yes. Poo.
Yep, I'm not even going to guess what number that is. 2.14, I guess. Number 2.14. Yeah.
Ekam Spitty. That's the Pope's phone number, you know.
So that's all you got going on? Getting ready to retire? Getting
I've been working on the comedy. I'm going to start like putting. You say you got to do stuff for yourself, so I'm going to start like doing some more open mics and stuff. But I'm going to advertise too on it. The city paper and that. Just people go, well, we got to go see who this bitch is. She keeps putting her name in the damn thing. So hopefully that'll work.
You got to get out there.
Relaxing. How much I can relax,
I can't picture you relaxed. You're high energy, and that's why I love having you on the show.
Well, it's always fun to be on this show, and I've always had a wonderful time. And you know what? Scotty Mays, a wonderful person, and that he's going to be retiring from comedy.
I have heard
for
that.
a while, and
I was hoping everything's okay.
Oh, everything's fine.
Okay,
good, he's doing his life, and God bless him. I just love him to death, and we just get along great. We're so yin and yang.
Yeah, I think he was on the show with you last time you were in.
Yeah,
Scotty's been on the show he's been on the show a number of times.
Yeah,
I believe
he's a great guy.
Oh,
so how you been doing?
I've been doing good. I've been I bought into Wiley's. I'm a part owner at Wiley's now, and hopefully we'll start making money.
I should have spelled your name right, damn it.
Exactly. That's going to cost you stage time right there.
I know.
No, I have no part of the decision making process of who gets stage time.
Okay.
I'm just one of the partners. But yeah, it's all Gary Wood's doing. He's the man.
He's a good guy too.
Oh,
I like him to death.
He's always a lot of fun to have on the show. And
Everybody's pretty cool,
Oh yeah, it's a great community of local comics, and anybody that hasn't been out to Wiley Sunday Comics to see the local people, they got to get out there because that's where it starts. Where it starts.
Yeah, and I think actually I went to dinner just before this, and I was talking to some guy, and I was looking at something, and he goes, and he just looks and goes, "Do you entertain?" And I go, "What do you mean by that?"
that could mean a couple different things.
Back in the 20s, this was different, but now, hey, I'm just too shy now.
Yeah.
I'm laid back compared to what it was in my 20s.
Oh, wow.
Oh, because this is not even back in my 20s. Back in 1992, when Batman the Animated Series came out, and then all my friends were going, Holly, there's this one cartoon chick that's just like you. And they pointed to Harley Quinn. I go, okay, Mr. J, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I know you had a bit of a thing for Harley Quinn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's be friends.
Yeah. You did a show dressed as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we'll call that a show.
Yeah,
and then pick up the mail or go Kroger eating.
Oh, so you just went around all day?
Yeah,
or more than just a day? Is this something we need to bring out in the open and talk about?
No,
is this
I actually
an unhealthy
loaned my outfit
fascination?
to someone else for Halloween. So I got a special outfit I'm going to start working on now for Halloween.
It's Scotty, isn't it? You loaned it to Scotty.
No. Scott, no. Yeah, that would be one butch Harley Quinn.
Yep, with the mohawk.
With the mohawk, yes.
That would be entertaining for sure.
Yes. So you think we're going to have 80-degree weather the rest of the year?
I hope not. I'm about sick of it.
Yeah.
I summertime's great and all, but I'm a big guy, so I sweat a lot, and I really look forward to fall. I like fall too. I like 50 to 60 degrees. Especially gets down to 40 in the evenings. That's nice to me.
Yeah.
I don't like because I can get outside and not.
I understand.
Saturate my clothing within 20 minutes.
Reappropriate my clothing too. Get skirts that are only like 5 inches above my knee instead of the 7.
Right. Same here.
Yeah,
Same here. When I wear, I like the longer skirts.
That's a kilt.
Yeah, I have been known to wear a kilt before.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like
not like Dan Dean. I'm not going to go up on stage in a kilt because I don't want to expose myself.
No,
but,
I'd be sitting in the first row with one of those little mini fans.
Yeah. But I used to do that. I'd go to the Renaissance Festival. I'd wear a kilt.
Oh, that's
I'd
cool.
get drunk in the pub, and every now and then somebody tried to lift my kilt up.
Oh.
You got to be quick. You got to be quick.
Yes. You got to be careful with those kilts.
Exactly. Because traditionally you can't wear anything underneath them.
Well, if you want to hold it down, you can use Scotch tape.
Oh, that's very funny there.
Oh, thank you. All right, Scotty. That's as fast as we can go. You can go any faster.
The whole thing will blow. All right.
Well, speaking of,
Grabbing
no.
news stories. Yeah. Holly, stop it.
Yeah.
You misspelled my name. It's not happening.
There was this one routine. There was this one routine by Fireside Theater, and it was called. It was a Star Trek thing, and something was going wrong. As Captain Kirk was looking for Scotty somewhere in the ship, and he opens up this door, and he goes, "You hear and he goes, "What are you two doing?" He goes, "We're engaged, sir." And he goes, "Well, disengage and get back to your
Engage.
yeah."
Oh, that's terrible.
I know. I like that. Those were good. Fireside Theater had some good stuff.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Oh, they were out about the same time as Monty Python, actually.
Oh, really?
That was my favorite. Well, of course, Monty Python, Fireside Theater, and Pat Paulson. That guy was so
Pat
funny.
Paulson. Okay, yeah,
He
he
was the
ran
guy-
for president at one time.
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah, 68.
yeah.
Pat Paulson for president is one of the funniest political
Oh, yeah,
albums
Pat
of all
Paulson
time.
was
He used to
funny.
be on. He used to do the commentary or like the opinion thing on
Smothers Brothers.
Smothers.
Yeah,
Steve
yeah,
Martin
I-
worked for him.
Have you ever seen the movie he was in, Night Patrol?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah. That's like what Bobcat keeps talking about, that what he did with the horse all the time, going.
oh yeah.
The talking horse.
I can understand that. I thought Night Patrol was hilarious. I mean, it was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
but
it
there were
was
parts
ridiculous.
of that that just cracked me up
Yeah, there was parts of that was funny. My
because
go-to,
that was about the unknown comic.
yeah.
If you remember that.
Oh
back in the
God, yeah,
80s,
the original Gong Show and all
Yeah.
that. But my favorite movie to go to is, like, say, if I'm in a bad mood or something, I can go there's this movie called Rat Race, which was kind of like a mad world.
Oh, okay.
But it had Whoopi Goldberg and Mr. Bean, Roar Atkinson. So funny.
I believe I have that at home. Is it that's got John? That's what
John
John
Cleese.
Lovitz. John Lovitz is
John
in that.
Lovitz
John
is in
Cleese
it.
is in it.
Um,
John Lovitz does the.
Yeah.
That's one of my former coworkers out there. That's Roger. That's Roger
Roger.
racing by.
he was striking the pose there with his
yeah,
little
yeah.
pushy thing. Well,
No,
that
that-
sounds wrong.
A little bit. Yeah, that's John Lovitz is in that where he's driving Hitler's car. I think.
Yes,
he
yeah.
has
Well,
to
he
ends up
deserved
stealing
it.
it. And yeah. John Lovitz cracks me
Oh,
up.
John
He's
Lovitz,
been
yeah.
in some great
And,
movies too.
And, Robot Chicken guy.
Oh, Seth Green.
Oh yeah, I love that guy too. Robot Chicken too. This is so
Yeah.
much fun stuff to go to.
It's hard not to laugh at Robot Chicken. It's so ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
But there's, my wife doesn't really understand my sense of humor a lot of times, so I show her stuff like that, and she just shakes her
Oh,
head
yeah.
and walks away. So just I can tell it's going through her head. Who the heck did I marry and why?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you gotta love some of that weird, sick stuff every now and then.
Oh yeah, and their Star Wars stuff's just freaking hilarious.
Oh yeah. I've seen their Star Wars stuff is great.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, you want to hit some news stories since
Sure.
there's not a whole lot to promote. We can hit some news because I
Okay.
have a lot of older news stories that I still need to cycle through and get out of the way
Okay.
so I can start fresh. Because we got to get these
The
covered.
Beatles broke up.
It's important.
Oh, I thought that was one of the old news. stories. I'm sorry.
Well, it was, and now it's been.
crap.
you
Sorry.
gave it away. You gave the story away.
How about the band The Raspberries?
Okay, he's nothing if not consistent. A 52-year-old man in Metairie, Louisiana has accomplished a hat trick of sorts by getting arrested 3 times in 1 week for public masturbation. Gregory Gurin was collared on obscenity charges Saturday night after a neighbor reported that the suspect was masturbating outside his home. Deputies who arrived on the scene found him hiding in the backyard. He was hauled off to Jefferson Parish Correctional Center and booked on obscenity charges. At this point, the jail may be a bit of a second home for him because Saturday's arrest marked his 3rd in 7 days for the same charge.
Wow.
At least they know what he's up to.
Wiry little guy.
Yeah.
Public and pubic masturbation. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I'd be a little nervous handcuffing him, actually.
Yeah, you can probably slip out of that.
Yeah.
And what would you handcuff? The accessory to the crime?
Yeah. 3 times.
Yeah. In a week?
You definitely, in a week.
And that's
You would
just the ones that- that's when he
that's
got
just
caught.
the ones you know about. That's just the ones
Yeah,
that got
you know,
caught. He's apparently it's
Didn't
it's
count
a
the ones at
serial-
McDonald's or anything, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sorry. We deserve a break today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 2 all-beef patties, special sauce.
Yeah, special sauce with that cheese.
We got to move on from that one because
Okay,
I think
yeah.
that one's just,
That's sad.
yeah, that's
Poor guy.
yeah, poor
What?
poor neighbors.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I'd, I don't know how I'd react to that with a neighbor in my yard going to town like that. It probably wouldn't be very friendly.
Let me get the dog.
Yeah, yeah. Let the dogs out.
Spike?
Yeah. Larry William Henry really likes pigs, so much that he's not allowed near them. When authorities found Henry drunk and naked in a hog barn near Millersville, Pennsylvania on June 26, he told them point blank, "I just like pigs."
You told the cops that?
Henry 64 also told the cops he had finished a 6-pack of fittingly Ham's beer during a big party. Henry was familiar with the farm where he chose to go high on the hog. He was banned from the property after a 2011 trespassing incident. The guy likes his pork.
Yeah. His favorite pig at the farm was Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
6 degrees of bacon, I guess.
6 degrees of bacon. Boy, that sounds like a very delicious porn story.
So yeah, that's.
Oh man, we're having a theme here already. Masturbation.
I am,
and now we got
something already. So yeah, that's.
We got pork futures.
What are the hog futures? Pork bellies.
It depends. If it's a girl pig, it might be pork futures, but I don't know.
Oh, that's
Oh,
wrong.
man.
That's wrong.
What do you
Reminds me
do
of a
down
South
on the
Park
farm?
episode. Just like so many things remind me of South Park episodes.
Oh, South Park.
Only problem is these are true stories.
Yeah, man.
So,
Let's speak about animal husbandry.
he's a breeder.
Yeah. That swine.
Oh man. Well, let's change pace a little bit here.
Yeah.
Oh
Anything about
man,
nuns?
we got
No, I'm
something
sorry.
else. We're on a theme. Let's stick with it.
Okay.
This is why we can't have nice things. The man behind an intelligent sex robot named Samantha says the kinky creation needs to be repaired thanks to barbarians at a tech industrial festival.
God.
Engineer Sergei Santos of Barcelona, Spain, wanted to show off Samantha at the Arts Electronica Festival in Linz, Austria last week. The Randy robot is programmed with artificial intelligence so that she responds to gentle seduction. Samantha seemingly gets more aroused the more she's romanced. But that's not what happened at the festival. Instead, the robot was molested and seriously damaged by attendees. So,
Damage.
How do
so
you-
is that like parentheses with your fingers damaged?
how do you?
Yeah.
Man, we are all over
Well,
the map with these
well.
news stories. We're all over the map.
Where do
but
you
we're
go
in the
to
same
help her
area.
out, Lowe's?
Yeah, how do you damage a sex robot?
Radio Shack?
I guess. Yeah, I don't think there are any of those left, are they?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Radio Shack is a little known place where robots
Oh.
get together.
Speaking of robot chicken,
Oh.
that's what the other guy needed was robot pork.
Oh, yeah. These stories are starting to get me hot. You better watch out.
Yeah, we better. But I don't even know if I want to do the next one now.
Wait a minute. I'm busy right now. You
All
got
right,
to talk
Holly,
a little louder.
We're going to go ahead and take a break. Holly's going to take care of.
Woo.
Oh man.
Thank God this is a high bench thing.
Yeah, there you go. Restaurant. No, I don't even want to cover this one. A restaurant is making a lot of dough with a dish that is both tasty and tasteless: a penis-shaped waffle.
A poffle?
A poffle. Or a weenus. A waffinus. That's like that's an actor, isn't it? Joaquin Phoenix. That's
Oh yeah, I think he passed away.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, his
Oh
brother
no,
did.
Joaquin.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
River.
River.
Yeah,
River.
That's right. I'm
is-
sorry, I got all my penises mixed.
yeah.
Penises mixed up or whatever.
Anyway, the phallic food products are sold at a food stall in Bangkok
Yep.
named Pho Hai Ma, which means I got it from my dad in English.
I got it from my dad. Well,
selling
all right.
selling phallic-shaped waffles at a place called I Got It From My Dad. Wow.
A special episode of Law and Order Special Crimes Unit.
Yeah. each cockeyed
brought to
creation
you by Bob Evans.
each cockeyed creation is stuffed with sausage and
Cockeyed.
cheese and comes with a variety of sauces. That's how they phrased that.
The
such
sausages
as
are in the waffle?
yes.
So when you
yeah.
bite into the waffle, you get the cheese.
it's
out.
stuffed with sausage.
So
and
it
cheese,
squirts
yeah.
into you. Never mind.
That it would. It comes with a variety of sauces such as ketchup, mayonnaise, or chocolate.
If you want to take it
Which,
home
to be honest, only one of those makes sense
yeah.
as a sauce for that.
What's
Because the sauces it comes with are ketchup, mayonnaise, or chocolate.
Oh, mayonnaise.
And yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
one that. I mean, they all make sense, but there's only one.
If they
that's
get
not totally.
if you get it to go, do they put it in a condom?
I guess. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
God. Where are you getting
See,
these
we're
stories
all-
from?
yeah, this
Did
is
you
not-
dig these out of you Hefner's
I think so.
party
Yeah, this
story?
Dear Penthouse
Oh,
episode of the Life News.
Louis?
So I don't even think they'd put these in there.
No,
These are just. I think this is the day I get that I lose my radio show.
those would be
this-
the things though you would stick like if you went to a church and everybody's singing hymns, you would throw a couple of those in big paper things. And now we penis waffle. What?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I just got a text. I always get texts,
Uh-huh.
and all it says is "Ooh, he is dead." So
Ooh, he is dead.
I'll have to check on that later when we.
Is this a
when we go on
mafia
break.
hit or?
It could be. Well, why the ooh?
Ooh.
I mean, I guess they were listening to the penis waffles and
Oh.
just decided that. I never thought I would be on the radio discussing penis waffles. I really didn't think.
Well, it's a
that
new
would be-
millennium.
It is. It is. It's it's a new
Mum.
era, and it's just.
Yeah.
I guess that's
And they make them. You have to talk about them.
okay.
I mean, I think it's the
I'm gonna
law.
put my phone down.
Oh.
Yeah, I would think. I think that's it for those caliber of stories.
Yes.
We should probably move on to something that
Lower?
might. Yeah. In fact, let's take a break first. We'll take
Okay.
a break, and just because I can, I'm going to play some Mr. Wiggly's Exploration Launch. Have you heard Mr. Wiggly's
No,
before?
I've never heard Mr. Wiggly.
Mr. Wiggly's Exploration Launch is Dayton's #1 space funk band because they're Dayton's only space funk band.
Okay.
So it's fantastic music, and I'm going to start us off since we I think we discussed chicken at some point. So but I don't know. I don't
We discussed everything
I
wrong.
think we've pretty much discussed everything that we shouldn't. I think discussed
It's the key
is
word.
the key word.
Yes. The word today is bing.
Yep.
Disgust.
Disgust.
Are you into making music, videos, or podcasts? Are you a local comedic talent in need of some much-needed publicity? Are you a behind-the-scenes professional interested in audio, video production, graphic design, and public relations? Eventide Entertainment is actively seeking talents, clients, and professionals to help our business grow into something truly special. And we want you to be one of those. For more information, go to facebook.com/Eventide Entertainment or send us an email at eventideent@gmail.com.
All right, we're back on The Life. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in the studio with Holly Shock.
Hello, everybody.
The wonderful, the energetic, the tattooed, with my name on it, apparently.
Yeah, but I
It's,
still got to fix that.
Just that
Ow,
is that
ow.
is not a tattoo gun, actually.
No.
She's still recovering from the stories we were
Ow,
talking
ow.
about before the break. We do have more news stories. That's what this show has become. It's just
Alrighty.
covering. I'm trying to clear out the news stories that I've had on my list for probably several months now.
Okay.
Because I haven't gone through
Well,
the
that's
whole
okay.
list.
Yeah, we
and I
can,
just
we can run
I
them through
haven't-
the ground right now.
I haven't been properly recycling my news stories, and that's the problem.
That's okay.
So, well, every now and then I find one that's new news, like this week, that I really want to talk about. For example, this one is one of my favorite things. George Foreman wants to go the distance with Steven Seagal. On Monday, the 68-year-old boxing legend used Twitter to challenge the 65-year-old action movie star to 10-round fight in Las Vegas. One-on-one, I use boxing, you can use whatever, says Foreman. He later clarified it would be hand-to-hand combat only with no weapons allowed and suggested the battle be broadcast on pay-per-view, with fellow boxer Floyd Mayweather earning a reported $100 million from his bout with UFC star Conor McGregor. It could mean a handsome payday for Big George. which I would like to see.
I
Would be.
God bless George. I remember I was at this bar in was it C.J. Barrymore's in Detroit when Foreman won back when he was in his 50s and that.
Yeah, because he came back when he was getting up there and he reclaimed.
And he's still looking good. I mean, how old did you say he was?
68 years old.
Well, no wonder he looks good because I was 4.
And
he's only
Steven
4 years
Seagal
older.
is 65.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's really been keeping up with his.
Aiden, I better not say it. He's always kind of like, like you see the people like Jackie Chan and like all these people. Then you see Steven Seagal, and it's more like they come to him and he chop chop.
Yeah, Well, yeah, I saw one of his latest movies where he was doing all kinds of fighting like he usually does, but he wasn't moving. He was like leaning up against walls.
Yeah,
he'd throw a punch every now and then, and it's like, wow, they really had to work with him to get these action scenes.
Even Van Damme did some movement in that, but and Jackie Chan. And his young stuff, when you watch him running on the side of a wall, you're going like, wow.
Yeah, he's insane. Seagal was always kind of, I never really cared for most of his movies. But
I wouldn't tell him that to his face.
Well, yeah.
You're my wonderful worst karate guy.
Yeah, because even leaning against a wall, he could probably kick my butt. So, I'll leave him alone. Yeah. Steven, you're good.
Yeah, you're safe. You're safe for now, Steven.
Go fight George. I'd put money on George.
Yeah.
On
George. Yeah.
I'd say he could probably take a punch a lot.
He could grill him, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'd
grill him.
He'd be a fighting fat grilling machine.
He's a fighting fat grilling machine. Yepper.
Oh, okay. Police in Henderson, Kentucky. Hey, Kentucky news is always good news. Are having a tough time investigating a robbery of a Rally's restaurant Monday morning. That's because the main suspect is a man who is dressed as a giant Coke bottle. The restaurant was closed at the time of the robbery with only the manager in the place, according to the departmental release. Surveillance videos show the manager opening the back door to give a bag to a giant Coke bottle, who then barges into the Rally's, the supersized soda carrying a handgun, which I didn't know Coke bottles had hands, but apparently this one does, and he's armed. But he did not bust a cap during the robbery. However, he did get $500 before exiting the restaurant into a gray minivan, which I would think a Coke would have a better vehicle than a gray minivan. So it's a soccer mom Coke bottle.
Oh, should have one of the old-fashioned ones where you can just jump on the side with all the other bottles.
Yeah.
Hang off the side of the truck.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
a robbery at Rally's. That's a hard thing to say 5 times in a row.
Yep, robbery at Rally's. Yeah, from a giant Coke bottle. That's
you would laugh if you get
the giant Coke bottle part isn't as hard to say. It's just harder to understand, I think.
Yeah, it's Coke. Pepsi would do okay. I would just laugh at a Sprite bottle.
Oh yeah, nobody, even an armed Sprite bottle is laughable.
No, that's that'd be terrible.
And if it was Mellow Yellow, it'd probably be stoned.
Mellow Yellow. Well, he's kind of kinky anyway. You can tell,
and a little more rare, a little harder to find.
Yeah, that was Donovan, wasn't it? Mellow Yellow.
I don't even remember.
Oh God! Okay, there's one brain cell from the '60s. It's just turned
that's
on
the last
for,
one.
Oh, it's gone.
Yep,
bye,
that's the last one
bye,
you had
bye,
from them.
bye. Yeah, I love my little '60s brain cells. They click on once in a while.
Well, yeah, you gotta make sure they're still firing on half the cylinders at least.
Half a cylinder. Yeah, you spin the head and get them going.
Yep.
Just like a cyclotron. Ooh, that's my big word for the day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. See, we're all about everything today. So
yeah.
We're going in every direction. If anyone needs evidence of how passionate Canadian hockey fans are, look no further than Beverly and Donald McLeod. After separating in 2015, the two ended their 35-year marriage in court recently as they finally settled on custody of their beloved season tickets. The Alberta couple were longtime Edmonton Oiler season ticket holders and apparently couldn't come to a resolution on who would get the precious seats in the divorce. Donald was willing to pay his former wife $15,000 a month in spousal support, but he wasn't going to give up on his team. So Beverly filed for joint custody of the tickets and won. Justice Ritu Cooler ruled, quote, the parties shall alternate choices for game tickets, with the defendant choosing first the game for which he wants tickets, the plaintiff choosing second for her game, and the parties alternating choices thereafter until all regular season tickets have been assigned.
Wow.
That
he's got sticking it to the puck there, man.
That is some serious hockey fans.
Why didn't you just let him go on the ice and fight like everybody else does on the hockey rink?
That would have made so much more sense.
Yep.
Or give them sticks and skates and say go at it.
Uh-huh.
Whoever wins gets them.
Zambonis at 40 paces.
There you go. Yeah, the Zamboni joust.
The Zamboni joust. Now that's something you can do at the Renaissance Festival during the winter.
Yeah, there you go. That would be a great way to settle differences in hockey.
Zambonis.
Rather than the fights in the penalty boxes, just Zamboni joust.
Zamboni, everybody. Yeah.
Because it would also resurface the ice as they were doing it.
Yeah.
So it would be beneficial.
Just
I'm gonna have to get with the
umpire
NHL.
has to be real careful. The ref.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get with the NHL and make that suggestion to them that Zamboni jousting.
The game might take a little longer if they made like the rinks full football field sides too.
That's true.
Boy, they probably have a stroke by the time we get down the other end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about that. The healthiest. You think about everything. Probably the healthiest referees or umpires would have to be hockey because the skating and that.
Yeah.
And then maybe the soccer refs, baseball,
Yeah, they just kind of stand. Look out for that.
Stupid chair.
Yeah, baseball refs. They just the ump. He just kind of stands there and hunches.
Basketball,
over the
you kind of
catcher.
run around a little bit, but hockey, you gotta just like do that.
Yeah, you really got to move, and every now and then you got to separate fighting hockey players.
Yeah, but
because they fight. It's not like wrestling around like they do in the NFL. They actually throw punches.
That's amazing, though. They are diehard hockey fans. But they're really going for the tickets like that.
Yeah, because $15,000 a month in alimony.
And she wouldn't take it. She wants the tickets.
And she wanted the tickets.
Wow.
Well, I think she's getting both. I think she's getting joint custody of the tickets and the $15,000 a month.
Damn.
But I would think for that much, if he had enough to pay her $15,000
yeah,
a
I'm gonna
month
have
in
to
alimony.
find this guy.
Yeah. Then he probably could afford to buy his own season tickets and just let him go.
She wouldn't take the all year curling passes.
Yeah.
Now there's a sport
that's
somebody had to be smoking when they made that up.
Yeah, I think they were. Yeah, because you basically you roll a bit, you slide a big weight down the ice and you sweep in front of it.
Yeah, then it does something at the end, and people go, "Yay, eh?" Curling.
Awesome.
And then Mo and Larry too.
Yeah. That's the events I want to see, not just the curling, but the Mo and Larry,
the
mowing and the Larrying.
Why?
Wise guy, huh? Yeah. Conspiracy. Alex Jones story. Is this one I actually went over before?
Alex Jones.
I can't remember. Alex Jones. Have you heard of Alex Jones?
No.
He's psychotic.
Is he related to Bridget Jones?
It could be.
Oh.
Could be. Anyway, he see, I don't even remember putting this on here. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones called a press conference Friday to explain to reporters just how deceptive they are. To explain to the reporters how deceptive the reporters are, apparently. Whether covering his contentious child custody trial or dismissing what he views as urgent public health issues like the crossbreeding of pigs with humans, which we covered earlier.
Oh, right. Well, yeah. They're very close genetically.
Yeah, referring to reporters as fops and fake news, which sounds so familiar. The radio host and famed Donald Trump whisperer flogged journalists for questioning whether his political views were authentic. His lawyers had argued in court that the vitriolic comments he makes on his InfoWars shows amounted to little more than satire, comparing him with comedian Stephen Colbert or radio talk show host Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, God.
Stephen
Limbaugh.
Yeah.
Rush Colbert.
I didn't think that is Rush Limbaugh supposed to be satire? As I know Stephen Colbert is. He's making fun of the...
but, I mean, pigs and humans. I mean, like...
Yeah, that's the part of the story you're sticking with, isn't it?
Yeah, like, who's the child? You would be the father.
Yeah. That's all, folks. Yeah, that's...
oh, my God. Yeah.
We're tearing up the airwaves.
Yeah, we went back to pigs again.
Yes, right back to a guy that really likes
pork
pigs.
futures again, yep. Swine.
Oh.
Of course, some of those pigs are really cute pets, but then people forget that they sometimes get the size of a Volvo, and it's like, oh, no. You see people, the pig's like laying on a sofa. You can't really see the sofa, and he's not really laying on the whole thing. He's like, bleh. And it's like funny. It's really funny. It's one guy. Pig must be like 600 pounds or something.
Wow.
Run around the living room. You know, that's like crazy. I mean, I would have a hard time with him in my trailer.
Yeah. I always have a hard time with pigs in my trailer.
It depends how much you pay him.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry.
Police say a drunken Pennsylvania man who didn't want to drink alone forced his way into a woman's home and sat down with two 12-packs of beer. 39-year-old Sean Haller of Stewartstown faces charges including criminal trespass, and he remained in the York County Jail on Monday. Southern Regional Police say a woman called them on September 12th to report Haller had entered her home and refused to leave. Police say Haller had done the same thing in another woman's home earlier that day. Police found him in the second woman's home and say he refused to leave even though there were children inside.
Oh, my.
So the officers had to go inside and get him.
They had to holler his butt out of there.
Yeah.
And he got everything wrong because if the ladies knew him, he would go, they would yell, holler. And he goes, oh, yeah, Baba, holler. Oh, yeah, no, get out, holler. Oh, okay. That's when they get
She was hollering at him to leave.
Hollering at him to leave.
Yeah, I think we're going to go through
The Legend
every
of
news
Sleepy
story.
Holler.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That was just Lonely Holler.
A lonely holler.
He wasn't sleepy. He
A
was
lonely
drunk
holler.
and lonely. Which I understand drunken lonely hollers.
That's one of my favorite country songs.
Oh, let's see.
Drunken lonely hollers.
See, I don't remember half of
Even
these
by
stories
the
now.
pigs.
We're going from Sean Haller to Sean Harris. Authorities say an Indiana man who robbed a gas station made off with food, drinks, cigarettes, but what he didn't steal was gas. The Northwestern Indiana Times reports that a state trooper arrested 33-year-old Sean Harris on Wednesday after finding him stranded by the side of a two-lane highway with his vehicle out of fuel. Police say the South Bend area man's blood alcohol level was above the legal limit. Authorities say Harris was arrested not long after he entered the La Crosse gas station, implied he had a gun, and took the items. So,
And no gas.
but he did not take the gas.
Man.
So that's another life lesson. If you're going to rob a gas station, fuel up.
If you're going to rob a gas station, go to college and learn it right. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can learn everything just by being here and listening to this show.
Oh, yes.
Is really how you learn most of life's lessons. You know.
Yeah, the wrong lessons, but the lessons nonetheless.
You'll
Yeah.
learn what not to do.
Yeah.
Like get a radio show. That's the first
Oh,
lesson.
no, I think
you
it's
learn
wonderful.
from the life is don't get on the air because it's there's nothing but trouble here.
Oh,
Nothing but trouble.
It's wonderful trouble, though. I love wonderful trouble.
Yeah, but the things that we have been over everything we could possibly talk about today, and we still have more to go.
Okay.
We still have a couple more news stories to go, and about another 10 minutes to kill.
All right.
So I think we can handle this. I think we can do this. We're just going to have to take our
9:59.
time.
9:58.
Yeah.
9 something else after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to tattoo it on your arm, aren't you?
Yeah. I got to remember which one. That's the tattooer.
That's not okay.
No, and this
yeah,
is the fun
that's-
one. All right. Never mind. Not that tattooing's not fun.
Well, yeah, absolutely. 101-year-old thrill seeker in the United Kingdom landed in the record books on Saturday when he became the world's oldest tandem skydiver. Verdon Hayes, which sounds like a 101-year-old name.
Verdon Hayes has
Verdon
filled my
Hayes.
brain.
Yeah.
Baby face of
Verdon Hayes all around. He completed
Bravo.
his jump from an airplane 15,000 feet above the ground in Devon, England, at the age of 101 years old and 101 years and 37 days young.
Ironically, he hit
the
the ground at
BBC
102 miles an hour.
He told the BBC, "It's beautiful. I'd do it again tomorrow. I would. Truthfully, it's lovely."
Oh, that would, too. That would be fun.
Of course, I don't think he knew what he was talking about. He was just rambling. No, I'm kidding. Hayes said he got the idea to skydive around the time he turned 90, but his wife wouldn't let him. Since she died, he went ahead and did it anyway.
Mysteriously.
Yeah, he must. Yeah, her parachute didn't open.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. So yeah, he had to wait.
Yeah.
Because when he was 91 years old, when he was in his 90s, he decided to go skydiving. He had to wait till he was 101 years old.
Well, the first time he tried to go skydiving, he couldn't because the Wright brothers couldn't get the plane up high enough.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Thud.
yeah. Did I say you were getting bet? No, I'm kidding. That's the fun part about a spontaneous show is you just it's kind of like improv. It's exactly like improv.
Well, I tell you what, this helps open me up a lot. This is a lot. I learn a lot from just doing this. Honest to God, and it's fun. And like the first couple times after I did this show on doing comedy, and it was like, oh crap, this is. I mean, I always had fun, but it just did something for me, and it's really neat.
Well, that's good. That's good.
You're like my godfather of comedy, something. There's the improv working right there. Something, whatever it was.
I'll be the godfather of your comedy career.
Just don't put a pig head in my bed.
Right, or a horse head.
Horse head.
I think, well, after
or
this
Mr.
show,
Holler.
it should be a pig head. Yeah, Mr.
I don't need no hollering in my bed.
Yeah, or Mr. Harris running out of gas. A man was struck by an out-of-control bus, but managed to walk it off and head straight to the pub. Video footage from Saturday morning shows Simon Smith, of course he's a Smith, 53 years old, as he is hit by a purple bus in Reading, England. Why did it have to be purple? That's just, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of purple buses.
Purple bus.
Yeah, we've gone from Verdon Hayes to purple bus. So.
Verdon Hayes to purple bus.
Man, we're
Verdon Hayes and purple bus.
It's a gut-wrenching moment, and one that you'd expect to result in a trip to the hospital, but no, looks like everything's just fine. This calls for a beer. Smith casually dusted himself off and marched himself straight to the Purple Turtle Bar. That must be why it was a purple bus. There's a purple theme in this man's life. The Purple Turtle.
Ironically,
I don't even want to know how that bar got its name.
Ironically, he looked a lot like Mr. Bean.
Yeah. It was Rowan Atkinson got hit by a bus and just headed straight into the Purple Turtle.
Purple Turtle.
Why would you call it a Purple Turtle? That's just a weird...
That sounds like something you do when you twist your nipples.
Yeah. It gave me a purple turtle. That's a purple
That would be
Nurple,
hard
I
to
think.
do to a turtle. You first have to get the shell off.
Well, yeah. Well, sometimes it's hard to come out of our shells. That's...
Oh, now you're getting deep. Okay, I have to think about
this
that
whole
for a
show,
minute.
we've been getting deep, Holly. That's
Yeah, I got my boots on.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. We have one more news story.
Okay.
Just one more. And I have covered every single thing. And I get to start next week's show, with completely fresh, non-recycled news items.
That's so cool. I can't wait.
I'm so excited. I think I'll take next week off. No.
Oh. You can do what do you call those things when you don't do it at your place? I don't know. You're not doing it here.
Work from home. We discussed that earlier with Matthew working from home. If you ever get an email that says work from home and make this, and this, it's a scam. Just so you know. Yeah. That's what we discussed earlier.
Scam. That's like spam. And ham.
Spam. And ham. Well,
Yeah.
now back to pork. We're
Pork,
always, it's the 6 degrees of bacon. We talked.
Yeah, we got all the bacon. If you cook it, it'd be Kelvin bacon.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know. Okay, prosecutors say an Alaska dentist charged with Medicaid fraud pulled a sedated patient's tooth while riding on a hoverboard. Seth Lookhart was charged with 17 counts of Medicaid fraud after prosecutors say he billed Medicaid $1.8 million last year for IV sedation used in procedures that didn't call for it. Prosecutors say in an indictment that investigators found a video on Lookhart's phone of him riding a hoverboard while extracting a sedated patient's tooth. They say he texted the video to his office manager and joked that it was a new standard of care. Prosecutors say investigators contacted the patient and she told them she was unaware that Lookhart was riding the hoverboard while operating on her. Lookhart's office manager is also charged in the case.
I guess you would be unaware because you'd be sitting there going, "There's something wrong with this guy. Wait, what? This isn't the way they normally do this, is it?"
See, I think so long as he did a good job.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, who's to say?
It could have been a bipolar molar. God, sorry.
That's always possible.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, if he did a good job in the tooth extraction.
Yes. The whole tooth, and nothing but the tooth.
Yeah, just tell the tooth and you'll be
just
good
tell
to go.
the tooth. Yeah.
But I guess it might actually help in an extraction because if he fell down while he had a hold of the tooth, he'd pull it right out.
He has something incisor.
And of all the things... Oh, wow. Of all the things, speaking of incisor, of all the things that he could have done while somebody was under sedation, I would say riding a hoverboard is probably pretty low on the list of terrible things.
Yeah.
That he could do. I mean, sure, it's dangerous and irresponsible, but it could have been so much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways. Yeah, it'd be worse to pull the tooth out, I imagine. You know.
Yeah.
Plastic explosives.
Well, I just mean, things that he could have done with a patient under sedation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, riding on a hoverboard is pretty low on the list of heinous acts.
No.
And yes, I said heinous.
Oh, yes, I like that word. That's a good one. I wonder if you can do it on a hoverboard. That'd be rough to do.
That would be.
Do it on a
That would be.
hoverboard?
That sounds like a good way to break something, actually.
Many things.
Yes. That's Oh, so what? That is all the news. I am so excited to be done with news. for
Okay.
today.
Well,
Yeah.
at least news from 50 years ago, you said.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
News,
you get your new news,
old news.
New news next
There's
week.
been there are news stories on there from probably 6 months ago.
Oh, that's
that I
cool.
just haven't cycled
Old
through.
news is good.
So
man.
we just really we are caught up on all of our
Yeah.
work for the day, Holly.
Yeah, Truman.
you can
Truman
have the
beat
rest of the
Dewey.
afternoon off.
Wright brothers flew their plane.
Yeah.
Anything
yeah.
else? Yes.
I don't know. There was something about the Beatles. I don't know.
And about the
Yeah.
Beatles. Yeah.
Yeah, some other insects. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So October 15th.
October 15th. Yes,
Wiley
I am
Sunday
so looking forward
Comics.
to doing it. Yes.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you up there
I'm
again.
looking forward to
Hopefully
doing
I'll
it.
get to make it to that show. 'Cause
I might
got
do a
some,
special show with my.
Yes, with that's a whole other show. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
That's the buzz.
yeah I don't know
God.
if I don't know if we can do that on Wiley's stage.
No.
But it's
Bring
worth
a
a
carpet
try.
cleaning
It's worth a
machine.
try.
But,
Yeah, that's.
oh God, never mind.
I'm trying to think anything else that's coming up. I do want to plug out there. I know Unwritten Podcast. If you've been listening to Unwritten Podcast, they're going to have on Saturday, October 14th, from 4:30 to 7 at the Dayton Playhouse at 1301 East Siebenthaler Avenue in Dayton. They're going to be doing a premiere. They're doing a musical episode of the Unwritten Podcast. Have you listened to Unwritten Podcast?
I've heard this and that. Yeah.
It's an audio drama that's very interesting. They got a lot of great character development. If you're interested in writing and stories and dramatic readings, it's really. I'm not just saying this because I'm in it.
Oh no, I believe
but that's
you.
all part of it. It really is a great podcast to listen to, and they're doing a musical episode, and apparently they're having a premiere of it on at Dayton Playhouse on Saturday, October 14th. We'll go ahead and Saturday, October 21st is going to be the premiere at the Murphy Theater at 50 West Main Street in Wilmington, Ohio. From 3 to 5 on Saturday, October 21st is a premiere of From Gettysburg to Baghdad, which I get to be. That's when I had my beard pretty long. I get to be in that as
right.
one of the main characters. Another character in that is Buster Douglas. We talked about boxing a little bit earlier. He's going to be there signing autographs.
Really?
We're going
to
during the premiere. We're going to, since it's just a short film from Gettysburg to Baghdad, we're going to watch part of his Tyson fight, and he's going to talk us through that, and he's should be pretty interesting if you're a boxing fan, or if you just want to go watch a good short film. From Gettysburg to Baghdad,
great.
down at the Murphy Theater in Wilmington on Saturday, October 21st. I believe that's all. And get to Wiley Sunday Comics this Sunday if you want to see me bomb on stage for the first time in a while.
And you can't beat it. I mean, for a $5 cover, and it's great food and tons of really incredible people. I mean, that's
and
you get
every
your
now
money.
and then, you get to see a comic meltdown, which can be that can be fun just by itself.
Yeah, there was one last time I was there, and I talked to Karen, the one that does the shows. I go, well, that's the trifecta. She goes, what do you mean? And I mentioned 3 shows I did where we had someone like, and she goes, oh my God, that's right, you did the trifecta. I go, yes.
Yeah, we had a that might have been. Might have been the one you were on. Is it the younger guy that was talking about how he was just dissing comics? And
oh, yeah. And
dissing
then
the
he goes,
stage
3 minutes and runs off the stage.
Yeah. Okay, you were there for that one. I couldn't remember. But yeah, I thought it was funny because Ed chased him down and made him come back in and apologize to Karen, which I thought.
Oh, that's good.
I thought, well, it was good he did that.
The guy
but,
was.
Which happens. There are folks that think they can get up there and do it and it's no problem, and they get up there and they realize it's hard to do.
And
it is not an easy thing.
Time before that was one guy did it, and no one's laughing at his jokes, and he said, beep, beep, beep. I'm out of here, and he threw his mic down.
Yeah, I don't get that. It's like,
I don't get that.
Not
And then-
everybody's going to think you're funny.
And then the very first time I did it, this guy comes walking out, and he's wearing this blonde wig, and he had like an orange cone.
Was that Action Jackson, or was that somebody?
No, that wasn't Action. It was this guy.
Okay.
Like, oh my God! And I'm going like, oh, this is interesting.
Because Action Jackson got up in his boxer shorts.
Yeah,
and did the whole
that's
set.
just different. This guy
And
was
then
wearing
there
a
was-
cone.
Yeah,
The cone of
I heard
silence,
about
I
the
guess.
cone.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it.
Oh,
And
that's very good. 'Cause
But
my
that's-
eyesight's bad enough. That didn't help.
But that's the thing. If you don't get out to Wiley Sunday Comics
you
and
never
see
know what
some of
you're
this
gonna
stuff,
see.
you never know
Yeah.
what you're going to miss. There's Action Jackson, Puke, the Cone guy. You
Yes.
never know.
It's
so
comedy
much-
guar, folks.
Yeah,
Comedy guar.
Yeah, it's just a hodgepodge of all kinds of weird stuff,
hodgepodge, yeah.
and some great comedy mixed in as well.
Oh yeah,
You'll
you can't
definitely
beat
there's
it.
definitely a lot of local comics that are absolutely fantastic.
Loco and loco.
Local comics.
Yes.
But unfortunately, Scotty Mays is taking a break from. Hopefully, he's just taking a break from comedy and not retired altogether, because he was getting good. I mean, he was good anyway, but he was definitely improving as he went.
Oh yeah, and I always have,
Scotty,
like I
if
said, I get along
you're
with him so
listening,
well.
come back to us. You'll always be welcome.
Future husband number 7.
There you go.
And
All right.
Hope that didn't drive him away.
Way to go, Holly.
Woo!
It was from the last show he was on. It was the last time he was on this show with
I have a
you.
tendency with that.
Yeah. he's thought about it this long, and finally he said, "Nope, I can't do it anymore."
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming in again.
I had
Always
a blast
fun.
today. Thank
And,
you so much.
Get that tattoo corrected.
Well,
so we can-
I'm gonna probably.
Put that
Oh, that's
away.
kinda
Work
cool.
on the tattoo instead.
I'll make Ron Smythe.
Oh, okay. Well, that'll
And then
work.
I'll have to find him and
No,
say,
but
"Look what I did."
Put an E at the end, just so it feels more
Smithy?
official.
So it's the Village Smithy.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Well, thanks for coming in. Holly Shock going to be up at Wiley Sunday Comics October 15th.
Love
Absolutely
y'all.
hilarious. Improved so much since you first started. And
Oh, thank you so much.
you keep impressing me every time you go.
Yes.
So.
Well, thank you so much. Yes.
And your sex with superheroes stuff was really funny. So,
Oh, didn't really happen yet. But
not
yeah,
yet.
thank
Well,
you.
You
Yeah,
can always keep your hopes.
yeah, a couple of them. Woohoo! Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. This has been the Life Radio Show on WWSU 106.9 with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available in podcast form on iTunes, PodBean, Stitcher, Spreaker, Blueberry, and YouTube, as well as on Eventide Entertainment's podcast network. Be sure to like the Life Radio Show on Facebook, and if you have any comments or suggestions, email thelife1069@gmail.com. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week. You can check out wileyscomedy.com for all your upcoming shows.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me. I am